The winters in Springdale were always long. Rain fell for months at a time, and the house was filled with a musty smell. Ellie grew up in that smell. Even now, at 21, she was still in that house. Looking out the window, she could see a gray sky. The trees were bare, their branches skeletal. The road glistened with moisture. Ellie stood at the kitchen sink, washing dishes. The sound of water was soft. "Ellie, can you help me with my math homework?" Her sister Mia's voice came from behind her. She was 14. Ellie dried her hands and turned around. "Now?" "Yeah, it's due tomorrow and I don't get it." Ellie nodded. As always, she helped her sister. Since Ellie was young, her mother had often been ill. She suffered from severe migraines and sometimes couldn't leave her bed. Whenever that happened, Ellie took care of Mia. She fed her, bathed her, put her to bed. She often heard the words, "good girl." Ellie liked those words. At first. But gradually, they grew heavier. Being good meant being obedient. It meant not complaining. When Ellie turned 10, her mother brought Mark home. Her stepfather was tall and quiet. At first, he was kind. But as time passed, he changed. "You're smart, so why do you act like that?" Mark scolded Ellie often. Small mistakes became big problems. If she broke a dish, if she was late with homework, if Mia cried, it was all Ellie's fault. "You're the older sister. You need to take care of things." Ellie didn't answer. She just lowered her head. Even after starting college, nothing changed. Ellie came home every weekend. She had to watch Mia, had to help her mother. Her friends went to parties, traveled. Ellie washed dishes in the kitchen. "Just hold on a little longer. Things will get better." That's what she told herself. But the longer she held on, the more a different thought grew inside her. "I want to live my own life too." The thought was small, like a whisper, but it grew louder. It was a Friday evening. Ellie got off the bus and walked home. Her bag was heavy, her shoulders ached. When she opened the front door, she could hear the television. Mark was sitting in the living room. He didn't turn his head. "You're late. Class ran late. Dinner?" "Not yet." Mark sighed. "Your mother's sick. You need to cook." Ellie set down her bag. She went to the kitchen. Opening the refrigerator, she suddenly thought, "How long do I have to live like this?" That night, Ellie lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Rain tapped against the window. She quietly closed her eyes. Independence. The word came to mind. At first it frightened her. But gradually it became clearer. Like a path emerging from fog. "I need my own space too." Ellie made that decision. She hadn't said it yet, but she knew. Something was about to change. The next morning, Ellie woke up as usual. She woke Mia, prepared breakfast. Sitting at the table eating toast, she looked at her family. Her mother looked tired. Mark was reading the newspaper. Mia drank her milk with sleepy eyes. It was an ordinary morning. But inside Ellie's heart, a small ember was burning. "Someday I have to say it. What I want." The ember was small, but it didn't go out. And Ellie knew. That ember would soon become a flame. The rain was still falling. But for the first time, Ellie began to see something beyond the rain. Spring semester began. Flowers started blooming on campus, and students wore lighter clothes. Ellie worked part-time at the library, saving money. 4 hours every Monday and Wednesday afternoon. She organized books, processed loans, spent time quietly. During those hours, she didn't have to worry about home. One day, her colleague Jessica said, "Have you ever thought about living on your own?" Ellie paused while shelving a book. "I've thought about it. Why don't you do it?" "I've been living in a studio since last year. And it's really great. Freedom, you know." Freedom. That word lodged itself in Ellie's chest. On the bus ride home, Ellie took out her phone. She opened a real estate app. She searched for studios near school. The prices were higher than she expected, but not impossible. "If I save until this summer, I can manage the deposit." Ellie felt a small hope. For the first time, she drew a concrete picture of her future. But soon another thought came. "How'd I tell Mom? What will Mark say?" The bus stopped at the familiar station. Ellie got off and walked slowly home. Her steps were heavy. That evening, the family sat around the dinner table. Her mother had made spaghetti. Mia twirled pasta on her fork and talked about school. "I had a science test today. I think I did well." "Good job." Her mother smiled. Mark ate silently. Ellie looked down at her plate. Her heart was racing. She thought she had to say it. If not now, she would put it off again. Have something to tell you. Everyone's eyes turned to Ellie. This summer, I'm thinking of living in my own place instead of the dorm. A moment of silence passed. Her mother reacted first. What do you mean? The dorm is already expensive, why spend more money? No, instead of the dorm. A studio. Mark put down his fork. His face hardened. Is this house so uncomfortable for you? That's not what I meant. I just want my own life. That statement itself is the problem. Mark's voice was cold. You're still a college student, and you're part of this family. After everything we did to raise you, now you want to leave? I'm not leaving the family. Just what? Ellie closed her mouth. She was speechless. Her mother said quietly, Ellie, Mom needs you. Mia does too. If you leave now, what will we do? Those words pressed down on Ellie's chest. That night, Ellie sat alone in her room. Outside the door, she could hear Mark and her mother's voices. She's been acting strange lately. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's just adolescence? She's 21. What adolescence? She lacks responsibility. Ellie wanted to cover her ears. But the voices kept coming. Lacks responsibility? She gritted her teeth. She'd been responsible her whole life, and yet she heard those words. From the next day on, the atmosphere at home changed. Mark criticized Ellie more often. If she was a bit late with dishes. If Mia overslept, everything became Ellie's fault. If you'd just paid attention, this wouldn't have happened. Ellie didn't respond. She just endured. When the weekend came, her mother lay down with a migraine. Ellie washed dishes, hung laundry, helped Mia with homework. Everything was as it always had been. But this time was different. Ellie kept thinking, why am I living like this? Monday morning, Ellie went to school. Before starting work at the library, she ran into Jessica. Ellie, you don't look good. Is something wrong? No, I'm fine. That's a lie. Tell me. Ellie hesitated for a moment, then said quietly. I told them at home I wanted to be independent. Everyone opposed it. Why? You're an adult. My family is different. They act like they can't function without me. Jessica shook her head. That's not your responsibility. You have your own life too. Ellie couldn't respond. She understood it intellectually, but her heart didn't follow. That evening, Ellie returned home again. When she opened the front door, Mia was crying. What's wrong? Ellie, I failed my math test. The teacher wants Mom to come in. Ellie sighed. Where's Mom? Resting in her room. She has a headache. Ellie went to the room and knocked quietly. Mom, the school contacted us about Mia. Okay, I'll go tomorrow. Ellie returned to the living room. Mia was still sniffling. It's okay. Mom will go. Dad's going to be mad at me. Ellie hugged Mia's shoulders. She felt the small, trembling body. Just then, the front door opened. Mark came in. What's going on? Mia's test. Again? Mark's voice was sharp. He looked straight at Ellie. If you'd been paying attention, this wouldn't have happened. Ellie bit her lip. How am I supposed to manage Mia's tests too? You're her sister. That's your role. I have my own studies too. Right. Your studies. Your life. You only think about what you want to do. Those words cut the last thread holding Ellie together. But she held back. She closed her mouth and lowered her head. That night, Ellie stared at the ceiling again. Tears fell. Silently, quietly. Why am I always the one who's wrong? She picked up her phone. She opened the real estate app again. She looked at studio photos one by one. They were small but clean rooms. With windows, desks, space of their own. Ellie made a decision. I have to leave. I can't stay like this. The decision was firm, frightening, but certain. Outside, rain began to fall. The sound tapped against the window. But this time, Ellie heard it differently. Like a signal that something was beginning. 2 weeks passed. The tension at home continued. Ellie kept quiet, and Mark treated her coldly. Her mother was uncomfortable between them. It was a Thursday afternoon. Ellie finished class and headed home. On the bus, her phone rang. It was her mother. Ellie, the school called. Mia was marked absent from her online class today. What? She got up this morning and turned on her computer. Well, she was still marked absent. Can you check it out? The call ended. Ellie sighed. When she arrived home, Mark was standing in the living room. Arms crossed, expression hard. Did you hear about Mia? Yes, Mom told me. What happened? I don't know either. This morning she definitely. Because you didn't check. Ellie bit her lip. How am I supposed to check every day? I have classes too. Is that an excuse? Mark's voice rose. You're the older sister in this house. Is taking care of your sister that hard? I have my own responsibilities. Your responsibilities? Like what? Saving money so you can live alone? Ellie's face flushed. Her heart pounded. What's wrong with that? Everything's wrong with it. Because you only think about yourself instead of your family. In that moment, something burst inside Ellie. Everything she'd been holding back came flooding out. Why do you always make it my fault? Her voice trembled, but she didn't stop. I have my own life too. I can't always sacrifice everything. Sacrifice? You don't know what sacrifice means. Mark took a step closer. Do you know how much we gave up to raise you? What have you sacrificed? I've been taking care of Mia since I was little. My time, my friends, everything I wanted to do, I gave it all up. Isn't that natural? You're the older sister. Why is it natural? Why'd I have to give up everything? Tears fell from Ellie's eyes. Her voice trembled, but she couldn't stop. I have dreams too, things I want to do. But in this house, that's not allowed. No matter what I do, it's never enough. I'm always selfish. Mark's face reddened. If you're so miserable, then leave. Leave right now. Silence fell. Her mother came out of her room. Her face was pale. Stop it, both of you. Please. But no one listened. Ellie slowly nodded. Okay. She went into her room. She pulled out a bag and stuffed clothes into it. Her hands trembled. Tears kept falling. Mia opened the door and came in. Ellie, where are you going? I'm just going out for a bit. When are you coming back? Ellie couldn't answer. She just hugged Mia. I'm sorry. Why are you sorry? You didn't do anything wrong. Ellie patted Mia's back, then quietly left the room. As she passed through the living room, Mark didn't turn around. Her mother sat on the sofa, crying. Ellie, don't go. Ellie stopped, but she didn't turn back. Mom, I need to breathe too. With those words, Ellie opened the door. Outside was dark. Rain was falling. Cold, heavy drops. Ellie walked. She didn't know where to go, but she kept walking. When she reached the bus stop, she sat on the bench. She placed her bag on her lap and lowered her head. What am I doing? Regret washed over her. Anger too. But above all, sadness. Her phone rang. It was Jessica. Ellie? Where are you? At the bus stop. Why? What happened? Ellie paused for a moment. Her throat tightened. I left home. What? Can I come get you? Yeah. 30 minutes later, Jessica drove up. Ellie got in the car, soaking wet. Let's go to my place. You need to rest first. Ellie nodded. Words wouldn't come. In Jessica's small studio, Ellie drank warm tea. Outside the window, she could hear the rain. Are you okay? Ellie shook her head. I don't know. Did I do something wrong? No, you didn't do anything wrong. But they're family. Am I being selfish? Jessica held Ellie's hand. Ellie, you've done enough. It's okay to live your own life now. Ellie wiped her tears. Her heart was still confused. But one thing was clear. I can't go back. Not yet. That night, Ellie lay on Jessica's small sofa. She stared at the ceiling and thought quietly. What do I do now? There was no answer. But strangely, she felt a small sense of relief. For the first time, she felt like she could breathe. Outside, the rain continued to fall. But the sound was no longer heavy. It was like something being washed away. 2 days passed. Ellie stayed at Jessica's place. She went to school, worked at the library. It was her usual routine, but her heart was heavy. There were several texts from her mother on her phone. Ellie, come home. Let's talk. How long are you going to do this? Mom's worried. Ellie couldn't reply. She didn't know what to say. It was Friday evening. When Ellie finished work at the library and came out, Mia was standing there. Ellie. Ellie stopped in surprise. Mia? How did you? Mom asked me to come. She wants to have a family meeting. I'm not ready yet. Mia grabbed Ellie's hand. Please, I feel like this happened because of me. I'm sorry. Ellie looked at Mia's face. Her eyes were red. There were traces of crying. It's not your fault. But still, please come, okay? Ellie took a deep breath. Then slowly nodded. When they arrived home, everyone was sitting in the living room. Her mother on the sofa, Mark on a chair. Ellie quietly entered and stood near the door. Sit down, her mother said. Ellie slowly sat on the edge of the sofa. A moment of silence passed. Mark spoke first. After you left, we thought a lot too. His voice was still stiff. You didn't fulfill your role, and that's clearly a problem. But, Dad, stop it. Suddenly Mia stood up. Everyone's eyes turned to her. Ellie always helped me. Mia's voice trembled. With school homework, meals, when I was scared at night. Ellie did everything. When Mom was sick, Ellie took care of me. Mia. Her mother tried to stop her, but Mia continued. Ellie never had time for herself. No time to hang out with friends, no time to rest. But Dad always got mad at her. Tears streamed down Mia's cheeks. That Ellie wasn't happy. Was because of us. I know. I've known all along. Mia sank down, crying. The room grew quiet. Her mother covered her face. Her shoulders shook. Mark sat silently with his head down. Ellie went to Mia and hugged her. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry, Ellie. I'll do better. It's not your fault. Really. After a while, her mother spoke quietly. Ellie, I'm sorry. Her voice was small. Mom leaned on you too much. I thought you'd just do it naturally. Her mother wiped her tears. You're still young. Mom expected too much from you. Ellie bit her lip. Words wouldn't come. Mark slowly opened his mouth. I'm sorry too. He was still looking down. I pushed you too hard. I didn't think about your position. He paused, then continued. After you left, I realized how much you'd been doing. Ellie slowly lifted her head. Regret was written on Mark's face. I took your wanting independence as betrayal. But it was natural. You have the right to live your own life. Tears fell from Ellie's eyes. I didn't want to abandon the family. I know now. That night, the family talked for a long time. It was awkward and careful, but sincere. Ellie spoke about her feelings. How hard it had been, how lonely. Her mother and Mark listened. Without making excuses, they just listened. Mia held Ellie's hand tightly. Ellie, I'll support you. You can do everything you want to do. Ellie hugged Mia. Thank you. As she left the house, Ellie looked up at the night sky. The rain had stopped, and stars were visible between the clouds. Her chest felt warm. There were still many unresolved things, but she saw a small hope. We can change. That thought filled Ellie. For the first time, it felt like they could move forward. Chapter 5. People growing together. Summer came. Sunshine reached Springdale too. Clear days continued for the first time in a while. Ellie started counseling with her family. Every Wednesday evening, they met at a small counseling center. At first it was awkward. But gradually they opened their hearts. The counselor said, families can't be perfect, but you can try together. Those words stayed with Ellie. Mark changed. Not perfectly, but he tried. One evening, he handed Ellie a small box. What's this? Open it. Inside were art supplies. New paints, brushes, a sketchbook. I heard that you like drawing. From Mia. Ellie looked at Mark in surprise. Thank you. I'm sorry, Ellie. I didn't even know what you liked. His voice was quiet, but sincere. Ellie nodded. It's okay. If you know now. Her mother changed too. She no longer left everything to Ellie. Ellie, do your studying first. I'll do the dishes. It's okay, Mom. I can. No, you don't always have to do it. Her mother smiled. She looked tired, but warm. Mom needs to be stronger. I can't just depend on you. Ellie's chest tightened with emotion. Thank you, Mom. I'm the one who's thankful. All this time, how hard it must have been for you. The two hugged each other. It had been a long time. It was late August. Ellie moved into a small studio. It was close to school. A second-floor room with a view of the river. On moving day, the whole family came. Wow, your room is pretty. Mia ran to the window. You can see the river. Drawing here would be so cool. Her mother checked the kitchen. I'll put some side dishes in the refrigerator. You won't eat properly when you're alone. Mom, it's okay. It's what Mom wants. Mark was assembling the desk. Silently, focused. When he finished, he said, if things get hard, contact us anytime. Okay. And, if you have time on weekends, come home. Let's all eat together. Ellie smiled. I will. After the family left, Ellie sat alone in the empty room. Sunset came through the window. The river sparkled. It was quiet, but not lonely. Ellie opened her new sketchbook. She picked up a pencil and slowly drew a line. She didn't decide what to draw. She just let her hand move. After a while, a small house appeared on the paper. A house with light spilling from the windows. Ellie smiled. Several months passed. Mia came to visit every weekend. She admired her sister's drawings and walked along the riverbank together. Ellie, I'm going to live alone someday too. Really? That sounds nice. Can I be as brave as you? Ellie put her arm around Mia's shoulders. You're already brave. That day when you spoke up, I was really grateful. I was shaking, but I thought I'd regret it if I didn't. You did well. Because of you, we could change. One Sunday, the family gathered together. At Ellie's studio, her mother brought food, Mark bought a cake. Mia brought flowers. Sitting around the small table, the four of them ate. It was like before, but different. No one blamed anyone anymore. They listened to each other's stories. Ellie, how's the drawing going these days? Mark asked. Good, little by little. There's an exhibition next semester. Really? Can we come? Of course. Her mother smiled. I'm proud of my daughter. Ellie's chest felt warm. As evening came, the family left. Ellie waved from the doorway. Watching the car drive away, she thought. We're not perfect. There's still so much we lack. But that's okay. Rain began to fall outside the window. It had been a while since it rained. Ellie sat by the window and listened to the rain. Before, that sound had been heavy and depressing. But now it was different. Calm and peaceful. I didn't leave my family. I created an opportunity for all of us to grow. Ellie smiled quietly. Outside, rain was falling, and inside the room was warm light. She was no longer a daughter who only had value through sacrifice. Just a person living her own life. And that was enough.